Hi guys, so I'm not here today, so we're gonna go over what we're doing today. So the sub will have everything down. So you're gonna first start with doing this. Doing this warm up, you should take 8 minutes. So you should pause this, take 8 minutes, and complete the warm up. Once you're done, we'll go over it. So if we pause it and go over it, you are mindful for your own stuff. Okay, so here, filling in the missing tables for A and B shown below. Okay, so if I were to put this in my calculator here, I'm going to first clear it out because I don't know what algebra 1's been doing. So I would do second plus 7, 1, 2. And if I want to easily put a table in my calculator and be able to find it, I'm going to press y equals, and I'm going to type 2x plus 2, and then do second graph. Then here we can fill in the table. So this would be 2. So I'm going to take this off. And I'll show you. This is 2. The next one's going to be 4. And then for 3, we would see it would be 8. 5, it would be 12. And then 7, it would be 16. And that definitely matches this here. 7 is 16. 5 is 12. 3 is 8. 1 is 4. And 0 is 2. We can do the same thing for the other one. Okay, so you're going to go back. You're going to click y equals here, which is right there in red. And I'm going to type this equation here. So I'm going to do 3x minus 3. And then I'm going to press second graph. And then we can have these points. So this would be 0 at 0. X is 0, it would be negative 3. When x is 1, it would be 0. When x is 3, it would be 6. When x is 5, it would be 12. And x is 7, it would be 18. You can also do this like the old-fashioned way by plugging this in to the equation. See, if I plugged in 0 for x, I would get 2. If I plugged in 2 for 1 for x, it would be 4. If I plugged in 3 for x, it would be 12. So it would be 8. So on and so forth. So that's how that works. We're just plugging in these numbers in for x. All right, so this would also look like this. Plugging in the line, as you see, we're starting at the y-intercept, which is 2, and we're going up, and we can actually find the points here. When x is 1, y is 4. When x is 3, y is 8. When x is 5, y is 12. When x is 7, y is 16. Now, let's do the next one. So we already figured this one out. We already saw this. We had negative 3 here, 0, 6, 12, and 18. Now we got to do this one. We got to, hold on, sorry. Then this one here, we have our next line. And so we have 0, negative 3. That's not there. We can't plot that, so we're not going to worry about that. Then we have 1 and 0, which would be here. We have 3 and 6, which is here. We have 5 and 12, which is here. And then we have 7 and 18, which is here. So as you see, these points intersect at 5 and 12. We also see that on the table. So if you look on the table, you can see that these both intersect at 5 and 12. So what is the point of intersection for these two linear equations? This means when x equals 5 for either equation, y equals 12. Both of these relationships are going to be non-proportional because we have our y-intercepts here. So they're going to both represent linear and non-proportional relationships. So now looking forward, if you look here, we have our looking forward graph. Today's Friday, so we're going to be doing simultaneous equations. Then I'm not going to be able to see you till next Wednesday, and then we're going to be doing a four corners exercise, and then we're going to be doing a performance assessment. So that's what we're going to do there. Then after that, on Friday, we're going to have a test review. And then on Monday, we're going to have our Unit 4, Unit 5 test. And then we're going to start our cost of college project. So now you're going to get this packet out. The sub has it, so you just ask for it. Simultaneous equations look like this, okay? So first we're going to put our finger at the point of intersection. It is right there. And we see that these 2 points cross at 2 and 10. So we know when our x is 2, our y value is 10. This is called the point of intersection, okay? So anytime we plug in 2 here for x, we know that 2 times 2 is 4, and then 4 plus 6 equals 10. Same thing for this one. If we plug in 2 here for x, 5 times 2 is 10. So that's how we know this is a point of intersection. If the x value we put into the equation equals the same y value, the same x value, and we get an outcome for the same y value. So which of these equations is proportional? So the proportional equation for this one is going to be graph B, because this one is going through the origin, so that makes this a proportional relationship. Sorry. Okay? So if I'm going too fast, you can always pause, rewind. I'm going to go a little bit faster because I'm not in a class, I'm on a video, and you can pause and rewind me. All right, next. So turn to top. What do you notice happens when you plug in the same x value for these two equations, and why do you think this happens? So what happens is when we plug in x equals 2 for both equations, y equals 10. It is the point where the two lines cross and intersect, okay? So here we're going to start like we did the last question. We're going to put our finger on the point of intersection. We're going to label it too. Then we're also going to look at what the y and x axes are. If we notice that the y-axis is going to be the amount of money earned. I've always said this in class. Whenever you see money, it's usually going to be your dependent variable. And x is going to be the number of hours worked. Okay? So as we see our point of intersections right there. So for 4 hours worked, 30 hours was earned. So if we look at this here, we know that we have 30 over 4. And 30 over 4 equals 7.5. Okay? So 30 over 4, and let's talk about how I got that, because I did go a little bit fast. Let's reverse, let's rewind, let's rewind, let's rewind. How do I rewind? So let's talk about how I get this. Okay? What we need to do first is we need to label our point. So I see that this dotted line, a point of it is 0, 0. And another point here is 4 and 30. I need to put this in the X and Y table. And then I'm going to put this in stat edit so I can actually see what this is. 4, 30 and 0, 0. So I'm going to grab my calculator. I'm going to press stat. I'm going to press enter. 4, enter. 0, enter. Then I'm going to go across. 30, enter. 0, enter. Then we press stat. We're going to go over to calc. We press 4. Enter until we get to the next page. And then as you see, we have 7.5 and 0 for B. So this just means that when we write our equation, it's going to look something like this. Y equals 7.5x. We don't need to include the y-intercept. It's not necessary. We're going to do the same thing for Gabe. Now, Gabe also has this point in common, which is 4 and 30. But he has another different point here, and we're going to use this one. And this is going to be 22 and 20. So you're going to put this in the X and Y table. 430, 2, and 20. So we're going to grab our calculator here. We're going to press stat. We're going to press enter. And then we're going to go and do 4, enter, 2, enter. Then we're going to go across. I'm going to go up, 30, enter, and 20, enter. Then we're going to press stat. We're going to go over to calc. We press 4. We press enter till we get to the next screen. And there we have it. So we have our A is 5, and then our B is 10. So if we were to write this out, this would look like this. Hold up. We put our M for 5, and then our 10 for B. This would look like Y equals 5x plus 10. Okay? And we know that these two lines have this point in common, 430. That's going to be our point of intersection. This means if Gabe and Ray both worked 4 hours, they both earned $30. So after working 4 hours, $30 was earned by Gabe and Mary. On the graph, I can find the point of intersection by looking where the lines cross. Okay? Next. Margaret and Dave are discussing the cost of purchasing balloons at 2 different stores. Party City charges 20 cents per balloon and $13 for helium. Decoration Universe charges 85 cents per balloon and no charge for helium. Margaret argues that if they buy 5 balloons from each store, it will cost the same. And Dave argues if they buy 20 balloons for the cost to be the same at each store. That you have to buy 20 balloons for the cost to be the same at each store. So we know that Margaret is going to be 5. So I'm going to do a star here, and that's going to be Margaret. I'm going to put a star here, and no, that's going to be Dave. And we're going to see which one's right. So the first thing we see was Party City, and we know that they charge 20 cents per. Remember, per means X, so we're going to put the X here, per balloon, and means plus 13. So if I were to write for Party City, it would look like this, 0.20x plus 13. That's what it would look like. We know Decoration Universe charges 85 cents per balloon. So we have 0.85x. What is the point of intersection for these two graphs? So we're going to first start with Party City, and I'm going to type this into Y equals. So Y equals clear, and it's going to be 0.2x plus 13. I don't have to include the 0. It's not necessary. And then I'm going to do second graph. And then we can fill in our table. So I'm just going to fill it in with my little pencil thing. This would be 13. 5 would be 14. 10 would be 15. If you scroll down, $15 would be 16, and then 20 would be 17. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other one. 85 cents. I'm going to do Y equals, clear this out, and I'm going to do 0.85x. Then do second graph, and we're going to see the same thing. So I see 20 is 17. Oh, looks like Dave might be right. 15 is 12.75. I don't know what 10 is, but I can figure it out. Let's go down. 10 is 8.5. 5 is 4.25. And 0 is 0 because this is proportional. So if you guys didn't know, decoration universe is proportional because they have no y-intercept. So the line of intersection is going to be 20 and 17 because when both stores sell 20 balloons, they both make $17. So that is going to be our point of intersection here. When both stores sell 20 balloons, they both make $17. So you can write this down. The point of intersection is 2017. Dave is correct. 20 balloons, both stores earned $17, basically what I said. But you can pause and write down because I am going to be checking for this when I come back into the classroom. All right, if you guys are going to do the rest, I want you to pause and think for yourself. I'm really going to be clicking through these just to give you the answer. If you're still confused on this concept, you can definitely come to me after school for tutoring. Okay, you're going to basically write, so pause it, do it yourself, and come back and check yourself. Okay, this one, the y value is money. Remember, money is always independent. And then the x value is videos. The equation for GameFi is going to be 2x plus 30 because 2 for video and $30 for membership fee. That means at 0 it's 30, 1 is 32, 2 is 34, 3 is 36, 4 is 38, and 5 is 40. Gameathon is going to be $5 per video, 5x. So that means if they sell 0 videos, they're going to make no money. If they sell 1, they make 5, 2, 10, 3, 15, 4, 20, and 5, 25. Now, we don't see the point of intersection here. So we're going to actually literally have to plot these points. You can plot these points and then use your ID badge to draw a straight edge to see if you can find the point of intersection. And if you do that, we see the point of intersection is going to be right here at 10 and 50. So that means for 10 videos, the cost is both $50 at both stores. Okay, this one, I literally just want you to tell me the point of intersection. Okay, if you want some bonus points, you can also put this in stat edit and tell me the slope for each line, but literally tell me the point of intersection. Point of intersection for this one is -3 and 3. This one, the point of intersection is going to be -2 and 1. And then this one, if you guys look here and read the question, the point of intersection is going to be 8 and 15. So at 18 days, sorry, it's the same question. In 18 days, they have 15 ribbons left to sell. Okay. This one, graph the models of the linear relationship between the charge of the trip and the number of miles driven. You're basically going to look at the point of intersection and see that in 5 miles, the charge was $20. So we got to figure out which one of these is true. The charge for the trip of distance 5 miles is $5 greater in taxi 1 than taxi 2. No, it's not, because in 5 miles it's the same. So that's false. Okay. G. The trip distance for 5 miles is 5 less than taxi 1 than taxi 2. No, because they're the same in 5 miles, so that one's false. Okay. H, the charge for a trip with a distance of 5 miles is 20 for both taxi 1 and taxi 2. That is going to be true because it's both the same. And then the last one, the charge for a trip with a distance of 5 miles cannot be determined for either taxi 1 and taxi 2. That's not true because we can determine the cost. So that is false. All right. Now, you guys are going to do your exit ticket. I want you to complete it and then turn it in. And then you guys are going to work on IXL codes MQD and ZAC. I'll be checking for completion for both of those, so make sure you get those done. All right. That's it for today. You'll have next time you'll see me. All right. Bye.